But you will always be my boo.
Truly just angelic, transcendent. I mean, that young woman has a bright future ahead of her. 216 pounds? Oh my Lord, that is a lot of cocaine.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
So I saw this headline earlier, and anytime I see a title of an article with the word influencers paired with 216 pounds of cocaine, I'm interested, so I click. A pair of Instagram influencers were caught with $3 million in cocaine packed into secret compartments of their SUV as they drove through Alabama earlier this month, authorities said. Raquel Marie Dolores Antiola, a singer and rapper who goes by the name Rocky on Instagram. This is her, by the way. She's the one that was just singing with another very talented young gentleman. She's a bit of a Instagram influencer was a bit of a Instagram influencer slash, I don't know, thirst trap, looks like, just from browsing through here. A musician, that's what I meant to say, musician. 118,000 followers for Rocky and her accomplice, fitness entrepreneur Melissa Dufour, who peddles a clothing line called Sexy Sweats to her more than 10,000 fans. Face a minimum of 10 years behind bars on federal drug trafficking charges after their June 1st arrests. Yikes. This was her accomplice here, Melly McBarbie. Gained a few more fans since this article came out, you feel me? Anyway, she has like this clothing line, sexysweatwear.com. She's a traveling makeup artist. She's a diva and a definition of a female hustler. Money tongue emoji there in the bio. Boy, life comes at you fast sometimes, that is for sure. Now, drug busts happen all the time, right? I don't usually pay attention to these things, but like I said, when I see the word influencer, I'm drawn to it like a lion seeing a wounded zebra in the safari, on a safari. You know, you look at their Instagrams and it's like, man, she's got this nice curated page. She's got a, 6-figure followers. Boobs are out. She's got some Spotify tracks. Things are going pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Then her friend, she's got her own clothing brand. Again, highly manicured feed. Looks like they're making some money moves. And listen, maybe both of their careers were in a growth phase and they needed a little extra capital to invest in their business. And instead of taking out a bank loan or applying for a business loan, they thought, you know what, let's drive 215 pounds of cocaine cross country for a little extra scratch. I mean, Antiola and Dufour claimed they met up in Miami and then drove together to Houston for a house party where they got very drunk before heading to Atlanta, according to court papers. Miami to Houston is a 17-hour drive. You're telling me you met up with your girlfriend in Miami and were like, ooh, let's drive to a house party 17 hours away? That's your defense? And then later that night, you were going to drive from Houston another 18 hours over to Atlanta? We were very drunk, though. We didn't know what we were doing. I promise this isn't our car that's custom made to carry tons of cocaine. They were pulled over on Interstate 110 near Alabama for a traffic violation when a canine indicated drugs might be in their vehicle, according to court papers. Man, you hate to see it. You're halfway home to the promised land with a Leon Lush weight value of booger sugar lining the interior of your van, and you get pulled over for a traffic violation? Wouldn't you think if you're carrying 200 plus pounds of the white stuff, you try to go the speed limit or play by the rules until you get to your destination? I understand if you're very drunk, it makes it a little bit harder. But for the love of God, man, the one time you do the speed limit is when you have the possibility of facing federal drug trafficking charges with over 200 pounds of the good stuff in your tire wells. Cops combed through the black Ford Expedition, allegedly found several hidden compartments concealing the 216 pounds of the stuff, packed in 84 bricks. Mercy. Here's the mugshots here. Rocky, the aspiring musical artist, kind of has that smirk like I'm kind of a bad bitch living in the fast lane. About to come to a screeching halt, unfortunately. And the girl with the sexy streetwear brand here looks as though she either saw a ghost or is realizing that her entrepreneurial career is now over. Ironically, it's a little bit different from the energy she had in an Instagram post just a few days ago. They have no clue who I'm becoming. Well, we just figured it out, unfortunately. Nice pics there. Women are no longer meant to sit still and look pretty. They are meant to lead empires. Now, of course, as the masses of people do, they go to the comment sections in cases like this and make their voices heard. This post didn't age well, says Brenda. Can you design orange jumpsuits? Let's finish the article here. The car had been modified to hide the drugs with the floor lowered and welded back together to make room for the illicit substances, the prosecutors claimed. Recent Instagram posts were littered with comments from those taunting the pair for the charges. If that was 10 or 20 pounds, I'd be like, wow, that's crazy, but 200 in pounds? Now, I have no idea the context of this particular scenario. It sounds insane to me, right? Did they get tempted in this random scenario to make a huge stack of cash to drive this car? Was it maybe unbeknownst to them really what they were getting themselves into? I feel like you're not doing this type of thing if you don't really know what's going on. But this is a pretty serious charge. This isn't like you get caught with a couple of dime bags like down at your friend's down at a friend's house or something. This is minimum 10 years in prison. Like when you read a lot of these things about influencers online facing up to 12 years in jail, like that dumb broad from OSU that went on that racist tirade and got drummed up on some charges, they're all just like, those numbers are frivolous. She's not probably going to see a day in jail, get a slap on the wrist. But this particular crime, 10 years minimum, in Alabama, nonetheless, I can't imagine that their laws on drugs are very lenient or democratic. Lots of lettuce, you finna go to prison. 200 pounds of coke, yeah, you going down. Only way they see the light of day is to take the cheese. Minimum 10-year sentence, but like this man in the comments says, if they take that cheese and they rat out who they were driving those drugs for, man, listen, you might have to go into witness protection for the remainder of your days and you're not going to be able to post online to Instagram because you might get murked, but it's maybe better than doing 15 to 20. You should do a remix to Locked Up by Akon. Cause I got locked up, they won't let me out. Locked up, they won't let me out. Oh. Listen, it's always odd to me, like when people run to comments to kind of celebrate or talk shit or make fun of people going through an absolutely insane life-changing event. Especially this type of scenario is interesting. I have no idea. I wish I understood the context of what's going on. Are they the masterminds here? Or are they just like the fall guys for some larger operation? It feels like they were just being a drug mule to make some money. I don't know, to inject in their business or whatever they're doing. And they got absolutely... absolutely wrecked. But you have to know, like, it just doesn't seem like there's a scenario in my mind where they were ignorant to what they were getting themselves into when they went into this. Drove from Miami to Houston on their way to Atlanta. You're not doing that just to get drunk at a house party, okay? But what a great way to fast track the destruction of your own life. You got a couple good things going on. You got a few businesses. You're making music, you got 6-figure Instagram followers. Money talks though, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, if I do it just this once, I can use that money to further my social media career or invest in my business. And next thing you know, you're creating your own season of Orange is the New Black, except that season is 15 to 20 years or whatever the hell they're gonna get. We got a little cooking video from Ra here, from Ra's Talks. She can make some good food too. Look at that, it looked delicious. You could have had like a cooking TikTok channel. Think of all the opportunities that just got squandered. Yeah, I mean, not really a punchline here. I think we're all pretty familiar with the idea that you shouldn't be a drug mule for 200 plus pounds of cocaine, but it's just not every day you see a headline where these kind of unassuming influencers, normally it's them doing stupid stuff, pranks, all this stuff, but yeah, this was a wild one. They have no clue who I'm becoming. Hashtag ask, believe, receive. Well, you'll certainly be receiving something. I'm not sure it's what you are asking for, but life unfortunately doesn't always go as planned. One thing that you watching can receive right now is one free subscription to my YouTube channel by hitting that button just below this video, and then you can stand up out of your chair and hip thrust that motherfucking like button for me. I appreciate you watching. And remember, if you're ever planning to smuggle 214 pounds of cocaine from Houston to Atlanta, try and drive the speed limit. Appreciate your time. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.